Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the M44, the Tier 6 American SPG. This one's located on the defending spawn of Karelia Assault, and it's under the command of zin1983, and he had his birthday recently, and I noticed there are a few other replays that date back a little while, and they hadn't been done. So now I'm doing them. In fact, you may notice that this is the What Arty Noobs M44, because this game is from so long ago. I think it's years ago actually, and we had our own skin in those games, kindly provided by Sir Rusty and his daughter. And yeah, so now we are playing this replay. Okay, now he's not going very far into the back actually, he's staying very close to the rock. That might be a bit of a problem. This is the full cream M44, the version that was in the game way back, and the graphics may look a little different because I was using different mods back then. Oh, and yes, Sin's up to his usual tricks. He looks, he shoots, and he looks away the moment he fires, so you don't get to see what happens to the shell. So I'm going to have to take control of the camera because it's the only way that we get to see exactly what he hits or what he doesn't. Rounds out. Well, he did get some damage off that one. 107 hit points off the E8, and he's now looking for a new target. Now he's got the 155mm howitzer, capable of 550 alpha. Oh, he's going for the Dickermax. Ooh, that was good. 245 hit points from the actual hit, and then another 66 when the Dickermax was taken out. So, good game so far. He's reloaded, he's ready to go again. He's chasing this SU-100. He's almost fully dialed in, rounds out, and yes, that was a kill. That's his first kill of the game. So he's setting himself up for another shot. Now this was, as I say, this was before the M44 was nerfed, and that was some time ago. Trying to get the Super Hellcats pulling back. He fires in anyway. It landed alongside him, but he still managed to get 110, so it was worthwhile. He's still following the same guy. He's almost reloaded. Remember this very fast reload they used to have? Rounds out. Got him. Second kill. Yes, the standard reload back then was 18. I was looking at this, 19.08 seconds, and we can see that Zin had a reload time of 16.08. I think it was. I was looking at it when before it disappeared. 16.08. Yes. So very quick reload. I think some players, like myself, even managed to get down as far as 15.5 seconds per reload. Now, he's aiming at the back of the map there. I think he's looking for the tracer from the enemy SPGs, and this was before they nerfed the tracer by making it much more visible. So it was much more difficult to try and do a counter battery back then because the tracer was very faint indeed. But it did start at the end of the barrel, so if you knew that, if you saw the tracer, the Arty was behind, directly behind where the tracer appeared. So he expects that somebody is at the back there, but he can't see exactly where. Okay, he's just spotted a VK3001P, which is, in this game, is a medium. I believe it's now a heavy. Been changed. Our Hummel is really, he's not, no concern at all. He's just sitting out there. His name's Grunt, and he's just sitting there enjoying himself, shooting at the enemy when he could actually be taken out if he's not careful. Okay, he's trying to get a decent shot on this SU-100 M1. Rounds out. Oh, unfortunate, hit the rock face. But he's already changing position. Rounds out. No. No, it didn't appear to get anything off that one. Yes, I can't remember if it was. It may have been Jazz who actually did the model for the skin on these Arty. I certainly know it was definitely Sir Rusty was involved, but I think Jazz also did some of them. Oh, that was good. He landed that one between the shells, between the targets, and I think he stunned all of them, but he didn't get much stun on the VK, and he's focusing on this guy now. Instead, he's going for the Tiger. Oh, that was an Amarak. Oh, it was a biggie. 1,031 hit points. He set off the Amarak and blew the turret clean off the tank. Yeah, as you can see, the turret landed somewhere over here now. That was a beautiful shot there by Zin. Lovely shot. I can always appreciate a good Amarak when you get one like that. So rare to see them nowadays because Arty rarely penetrates unless they can target a target that has very little in the way of armor. Rounds out in the SU-100MY. Lands alongside him, and now he's got 20% of the enemy hit pool, so he might have the high caliber if he keeps up his damage rate. Okay, next target, Nashorn. Oh, he fires just as Nashorn was killed. Oh, that's so annoying because he would have had another kill, and he was already up to 3. That would have been 4, and now he's trying to go the SU-100M1. Almost loaded, ready to go. Lands just behind him. This was back in the days where you could fire as many rounds as you could on the targets in the hope that you whittle away their hit points, and that's it, the game's over. Here's the end of battle stats. That was a first-class tanker for zin1983 in the M44, the full cream M44, back before Wargaming ruined it. He managed to get a demolition expert because he blew the Tiger 1 apart in that game. He also got a bruise medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 11. And yes, he did get the high caliber because he did have 20% of the enemy hit pool and the highest damage in the game. His win rate from that one, 5,652, which is Super Unicum standard and a bit more. And I think you may notice the date. Yes, this was the 16th of January in 2020. So it's 3 years ago that this game took place. And yes, it's been sitting in my log. Yes, because I keep a log every replay that's sent to me. I will keep the list and I'll put it in the spreadsheet. And when I can get around to doing it, I will get it done. So yes, all those people who turn around and say, oh, where's my replay? It is in there somewhere. It's just a question of when I can get time to get these replays done, because it takes about, on average, about 15 to 20 minutes to record the video, and then obviously another, say, 40 to 50 minutes to render it and upload it. And so I can only get a certain number done in any one particular day. I think the maximum I've tried to do in a single day is about 10, whereas a long time ago when I started up the channel, I was doing as many as, well, 20 or 30 videos a day. But I wasn't putting commentary on all of those, and it was only when I started doing commentary I found out that, yes, my voice would not last very long if I tried to comment on at least 30 videos in a single day. Anyway, great result from that one. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see he definitely got the highest damage in this game, 2,226 hit points of damage. Second highest damage was the T71DA, didn't survive the game, he got 1,943. And the third highest damage turned out to be that SU-100M1, the last enemy tank to be killed. He got 1,049 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, he got the highest number of those as well. 3 kills went to zin1983. In fact, he probably could have got a lot more, but for the fact, obviously, that some of his teammates were very eager to take the kills as soon as he damaged them. He could have taken that Nashorn. He might have got that Dickermax if the shell had landed in the cockpit rather than actually hitting the front of the vehicle where the engine is located. because, of course, Dicamaxes have very thin armor. But yes, unfortunately, all he did was strip enough hit points off him so that his teammate could then get the kill. So in joint second place, we've got the T71DA, the IKV65-2, the Tiger 1 on our team, and the VK3001P on the enemy team. In fact, only 4 tanks on the enemy team managed to get a kill at all in that game. When it came to base XP, he got that one too. So he's got the top in all 3 columns. And in fact, he was the only player to get over 1,000 base in that one. 1,012 base went to Zin, 966 went to the T71DA, and 647 went to the Tiger 1. He fired 13 rounds. That's a good number of rounds fired. But then, of course, he did have a very fast-firing howitzer. 5 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot. Let's have a look and see if we can determine which one penetrated. Wasn't the Tiger, funnily enough. He must have set off the ammo rack by knocking out the shells that were actually in the turret by taking the thing out. In fact, I think it was the Super Hellcat that he took out in the end. He got a penetrating shot on that guy because he has very thin armor. He also got 11 splashes, damage of 2,226, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 3, so he wasn't far off getting a Confederate as well. 132 hit points of stun assist off 132 of damage assist, and 1,014 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns. Now, he earned a profit from that game on a premium count, 48,125 credits. He also picked up a bond for an achievement, and he also got 4,554 experience points altogether. So not a bad game from 3 years ago, but we do have more replays. So let's have a look at the second one. In the second replay, which is also from 2020, although it's from March 2020, we can see that Zin is in the M44 on the south spawn of Abbey. And yes, he's still in the M44 created for us by Rusty. Game on. Those skins, by the way, I think Sir Rusty still has some. So if you are interested in picking up the skins, do get in contact with him and find out actually if you can actually put them on. I don't put them on anymore because it's a huge amount of work to just keep up with the new clients that come out, let alone the new skins. So that's the reason why they've never appeared. Oh, enemy tank. It's a T-34-85. Gets a direct hit for 221 and some stun assist. And the T-34 is out of the game. Okay, the next target appears to be the Eagle 7, who's directly behind. We're following him. Rounds out. Direct hit. You can see the tracer is a lot less than it was before because all you saw was this spit of flame hit the tank. Okay, he's following that Eagle 7. He fires another one in. You can see I came out of the controlled mode because he immediately looked away as soon as he fired. Okay, we're going for a Dicamax over on the other side of the battlefield. Rounds out. And he got a direct hit. Oh my god, he picked up a load of hit points. And it looks like the Dicamax went down to the VK3001P immediately after Zin's shell actually hit the target. So a very good shot. Right on the money. Huge amount of damage, but yet again, he's deprived the kill because somebody else was quicker there on the second shot. Okay, he's looking around for a new target. Right next door to the rock is a bit difficult. Does kind of obstruct your field of fire a little. Looks like he's going to fire into that corner. Fires blind. Doesn't look like it hit anything. We just saw the explosion in the air. Okay, this time round he's going for the Scorpion G. Rounds out. Oh, another direct hit. And that was a penetrating shot, but a low roll. 535 on the actual damage, and then he got stun assist immediately afterwards, and Scorpion G is no more. Okay, now we've got an SU-100Y, which is the box tank. He fires this round in, and from a distance we can see that he did get a direct hit, and the box tank has gone. Enemy Arty, the M44, has been spotted in the rear. He's just been wiped out. Got taken out by a Canonian Jagdpanzer 105. Oh, and another direct hit on the Black Prince. So he is having a good game so far. He's already over 1,000 hit points of damage, and he's about to do it again on the Black Prince. Oh, that one went over the turret and exploded behind him. Okay, rounds out. Again, this one, it was near but not on target. It landed in front of the Black Prince, stunned him, and he's picking up loads of stun assist. And he actually got 220 hit points of splash, and the Black Prince is gone. So now he's going after the VK3001P, fires one in. Unfortunately, he didn't get anything off that except stun assist. There's only 4 enemies remaining in this game. There's one of them, the ISU-152. We just saw the Pantera running out of shot. Rounds out. Direct hit, 232. Stun assist straight away. More stun assist. This is going to be a good game. Already up to 1,424 stun assist out of this game alone. Fires another one in. Unfortunately, even I didn't stay there. I should have pressed the button to stay. But here comes the Pantera being chased by a Canonian Jagdpanzer, and he's gone. So there's only 2 left on the enemy team, and we don't know where they are, but we can probably guess. There's one of them. The ISU-152 just got spotted. He's going after the Canonian Jagdpanzer. Not going to work out so well, because of course he's already lost hit points, and he's out the game as well. So there's the last one. It's actually the SU-8. And he moved away from the normal positions. Rounds out. Oh, he looked away. Let's have a look at that one again because we missed it. He did get a direct hit. Okay. So we saw the ISU-152 die by ramming himself against the Canonian Jagdpanzer. And then the SU-8 suddenly appeared. There he is. Rounds out. And that's a direct hit and kill. In fact, that's his only kill of the game. Here's the end of battle results, and I said that this would be a good one because he got an ace tanker out of this game. Zin1983 scored an ace on Abbey. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 11. And he also got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team, despite the fact that he took out the last enemy tank, the SU-8, with a direct hit right at the end. 3,946, that's Super Unicum standard in this game, and it took place on the 5th of March 2020. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in this game because that actually went to the M6A2E1 Mutant, who got 2,683 hit points, but he didn't get the high caliber. He only got the steel wall in that one, so it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool. Second highest damage in the game actually went to the Canonian Jagdpanzer 105 with 2,386. And the third highest damage, well, that went to Zin with 2,135. And of course, we saw it was Confederate because he got the more hits on more enemy tanks than anyone else on his team. When it came to kills, it was actually shared because although the Pantera got 5 kills in the game, 1/3 of the enemy team, or 1/3 of our team, actually, I should say, KC Guinness Tiger got 5 kills. 3 kills was jointly held between the M6A2E1 Mutant, who also got the steel wall, and also the Canonian Jagdpanzer and the VK3001P. The Leo got 2 kills, and we can see that Zin only got the one, the last kill. But when it came to base XP, he certainly got that one, so he did get the top in at least one column, and he got 1,219 base, whereas 1,082 went to the Mutant, and 935 went to the Canonian Jagdpanzer. He fired 14 shots in this one, so more rounds out, but I think really the game didn't, well, it was a shorter game, but he actually did manage to have a significant effect. So did his teammates, for that matter. 8 enemy vehicles were directly hit, and 1 was penetrated in that game. I believe the one that was penetrated was, yes, you wait, right at the end. No, it wasn't. I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked. Was it Dicamax? No, it wasn't the Dicamax. How about the others? I'm looking through this list and I can't find the one which he actually penetrated. The Scorpion G, right? So he got 535 off that shot. And yes, he did penetrate him with that round. It was a low roll. That was it. Low roll penetrating shot. Okay, going back to the details, we can see he also got 10 splashes. Damage of 2,135, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage 80 the enemy, killed 1. And did 1,424 hit points of stun assist off 11 stuns. Now in this game, he actually earned a profit on a premium of 76,405 credits. He also picked up 1 bond for an achievement and 1,828 experience points. And the game, yes, only 5 minutes and 13 seconds. Whereas if I remember correctly, in the previous game, it was actually slightly longer, 6 minutes 43 seconds. So yes, he actually did better in this game because it was, well, it was faster. But yes, he did have rather good teammates. These 3 players were very, very good at getting damaged. Actually, I should point out, yeah, these 3 here, because they scored the most of the damage between them in that game. Anyway, that's the end of this replay. Let's have a look at the third one. The third replay is on the Ghost Town map and was from May of 2022. Game on. Well, I'm afraid, yes, this is a replay from when they nerfed the Arty, because of course now the average damage has gone down to 500 hit points and the average penetration to 39mm of armor with a 6.7 meter burst radius, and the reload time, well, it's dropped to 17.84, and obviously this Arty is less efficient than it was, and you can see 2 marks of excellence on the barrel of the howitzer. Well, as before, I'll try and take control of the camera so that we don't miss out on any of the damage. Rounds out. Well, that landed a bit short on the aim point. As you can see, the crosshairs are actually showing just a little further on. Oh, over on the east side of the map, rather, we've got an AMX 12-ton. And it looks like he's actually sitting behind those bushes. And that one didn't hit him, but it might have badly damaged the AMX 12-ton. He made a bit of a mistake doing that because, of course, once you are spotted like that, you just need to seek cover. And all he did instead was to try and get to the ship in time. That one went long. In fact, the AMX 12-ton has been seen since, and he's missing a whole lot of hit points. Yep, he's missed some, so he did take some damage. And the Super Chappie, well, he's making a quick dash for it. And that's the end of his game, because that was a direct hit and penetrating shot, and he's out the game just like that. Even on the move, Zin was able to get a shot directly on target and nail him. Okay, VK3002M, that'll do very nicely. Dialed in, he moves, but he still takes a hit on his rear engine. So I think that one was effective, but it didn't do a huge amount of damage. He only got 174. Now he's guessing where the guy might be now. Fires around him blind. Yes, the M44 is only a shadow of its former self, actually. It's a great disappointment, really, because obviously Wargaming were getting so many complaints from the tank players who couldn't cope when there was an M44 in the game, because, of course, he was sucking all the hit points out of them, and there was nothing they could do. So of course, Wargaming listened to all these pleas and whinings of the CCs and all the people who just really can't play the game because they don't know how to play Arty themselves, and consequently, Arty was nerfed, and as a result of this, it's now basically ruined the M44. Now there's the enemy M44, just been spotted, and he's out the game. He picked the wrong spot to be in. Okay, there's the enemy up on top of the hill. We're going to go and try and hit the Cromwell. He's lining up ahead of his path. It landed short, but it was fairly close to where the Cromwell might be. Okay, can see the Cromwell now. He is missing some hit points. Okay, going for the Hellcat. Now he aimed that one a little too far forward. He should have been leading the target, waiting for the tank to move through the path of the shell. So you actually lead the target, let the target walk towards your aim point. So that's it. You need to pick a spot ahead of him. He did it there, you see, and the tank moved forward, and yes, he takes a hit. That's how it's done. That's how you do it. You line up a spot ahead of where you think he's going to be, like he's doing here, and then just let the tank drift back into that spot, and then you can hit him. Well, he didn't let that one drive back enough, but I think he's now going to get it right on the Cromwell. The Cromwell's hovering around that spot, so all he needs to do is keep aiming at that spot, and the guy will walk into it. Well, he's actually walked through it now, but he moves back. He must have taken some damage off that shot. Oh, he did, because he's just been wiped out by the AMX-13F3, who fired him from a different angle. He's over in the corner, and our shell actually must have landed short, stripped him of enough hit points so the AMX-13F3 got the kill. Okay, so we've got the VK3002M over in that corner. Let it settle. That's it. Bounce out. Looks good. If he was still in that corner, then he would have been damaged by that. We're not certain that he is there, though. We're one up on the enemy at the moment. Okay, so now we've got some tanks in the town. Going for the Churchill 7. Bounce out. Land short again, 169. Yes, the accuracy obviously is being affected by the nerf as well. You saw in some of the previous games that he was getting really accurate shots. That's a direct hit. Yes, he was getting really accurate shots, bang on targets, direct hits, and suddenly he's getting misses, and they're missing by quite a large amount. Okay, he's changed his aim. He's up on top of the hill trying to get the Hellcat. Looks like the Hellcat's trying to use the wreck for cover. Oh, it's not the Hellcat, it's the AMX 12 ton. He's marked the target to tell his teammates that's what I'm going for. Hopefully he'll be able to get this guy. Rounds out. Well, the AMX knew the shell was on the way in, so he quickly dodged forward. Unfortunately, we didn't get a huge amount of damage, only 116. But he's still there. Rounds out. That might have damaged him, we don't know. We're even on numbers at the moment. We've got more hit points than the enemy team though. So there's a possibility that we are ahead. A lot of blind shots have been fired. And I just heard the rumble of enemy Arty. In fact, we just got hit by a splash from the enemy M44. There was 2 Artys on the enemy team. One of them has got a kill, the other one hasn't. But he obviously worked out where we were from the tracer, and he fired at us. So now we're trying to work out where he might be. And another shot comes in from the enemy Arty trying to counter battery us. So obviously he's figured out that we're actually behind or on top of the hill, but he hasn't worked out precisely where on top of the hill we are. Okay, so we're having another look, because if he's going to counter battery, we'll probably notice where the fire's coming from. The AMX 12 ton has actually moved over. There's the M44, but I'm not sure that's the same one. So we're going to go for the AMX 12 ton instead. He doesn't flinch on that one. He's staying around to watch it. Oh, the other M44 didn't spot where we moved, and he did fire in. And it looks like he is in that dip. In fact, actually, he has been spotted. He's now in the dip, in that little gully. He's in there, and we're using the mini-map to work out precisely where to put the shell. I don't think he's... I think a little further back. The mini-map shows where he is. Okay, so if the enemy Arty is trying to counter battery, he'll probably try and fire on that spot. We've moved. Okay, he's probably now more worried about being wiped out. Our guys are on the way in. There he is. Rounds out. Well, he has some damage. And it looks like the AMX-13F3 also hit him. Didn't kill him though. Oh, now he's gone. And it is the AMX-13F3. So he probably set fire to him. And he burned up instead. Rounds out the Churchill 7. That's a direct hit. 190. Bit of stun assist. He goes down. And we got the rest in stun assist. Okay, can he get this KV2? He's loaded, but the KV2's pulled back. Rounds out. Oh, he got him! He got him! Or did he? No, the AMX 12 ton claimed the kill. And there's only one enemy remaining. It's the Hellcat. He's up on top of the hill. He's kind of low on hit points. We fired at this guy before. He's pulling back. Rounds out. And our shell arrives a fraction of a second too late. But the game's over and it's a victory. Here's the end of battle stats. And that was an ace tanker game for zin1983 in the M44. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 13. And he got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. His win rate was 3,671, which is Super Unicum standard. He actually said that this was a mediocre game, but he still managed to get an ace in it. And I think he was a bit surprised about that. Anyway, if we look at team scores, we can see that he did manage to get the highest damage in the game. 1,989 hit points of damage. The next highest being the T-3485M on his team with 1,623, and the third highest damage was the Hellcat on the enemy team, 1,253. When it came to kills, it was the AMX 12 ton who did best with 3 kills. The T-3485M got 2 kills, so did the AMX 13F3, the VK2801, the SU100, and on the enemy team their VK3002M and their KV2. When it came to Zin, though, he only got the 1 kill, but that actually did help him to get the Confederate. In fact, he was the only one to get a medal in the entire game. When it came to base XP, he's got that one. 944 went to Zin 1983, 904 went to the MX 12 ton, 833 went to the T-3485M. He fired 26 rounds. It was a long battle, 10 minutes 38 seconds, so he was actually blasting away with the ammunition as much as he could. Got 6 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot, and I'm pretty sure I know which one he penetrated. It would have been that Super Chaffee. Yes, it was. Yes, 398 hit points. That's all he had left. But it was a lovely shot, a leading shot on a target that was moving very quickly across his field of fire. But of course, he was no match for Zin's skills with the M44. He also got 16 splashes on the enemy. 1,989 hit points of damage, all of which was at more than 300 meters. He did receive 2 hits by way of splash damage from the enemy Arty. I think he actually was moving about at the start of the game, repositioning to avoid counter battery, but he stayed still for a short period, and that was enough for the enemy Arty to work out exactly where he was, but he couldn't get the shot quite on target because, of course, the tracer doesn't appear at the end of the barrel as it used to be. It actually now appears some distance off, so I think the enemy Arty hadn't quite worked out exactly where he was, and that's why he only did a small amount of damage. He damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 1, so there's a big difference to get the Confederate, and he got 832 hit points of stun assist or 15 stuns. Not a huge amount, but it was enough for an ace tanker in this game. Now, he earned 30,047 credits out of this game. Not quite as much as you'd expect for 26 shots fired. A lot of the shells weren't landing precisely on the aim point. In fact, you could see they were landing short a lot of the time, and that was affecting how much damage he was doing. And he also picked up 1,416 XP, and that is kind of reflected. If you look back at the results on the previous games, let's have a quick look at them, just for instance, you can see he's getting more credits, more XP off those games than he was off the one he just played. Let's have a look at this one from the Karelia Assault game. Yes, much more XP and much more credits. So, yes, the nerf has affected his ability to actually earn credits. So, sadly, the M44 is not as good as it used to be. It's still a good Arty, but it's lost a lot of its mojo, you might say, and now it's just a shadow of its former self. But that's entirely the fault of the tank drivers who kept moaning that they kept getting hit by M44s. So now they're just going to keep getting hit by SU-8s instead, and see how they like that, because they won't be able to keep nerfing Artys, because eventually Wargaming is going to get wise to the fact it's not the Arty's fault, it's the players' fault for getting hit. If they keep getting hit, they're bad players, and therefore Wargaming should ignore them, because after all, they're trying to rig the game in their favour. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that replay, or replays I should say, the blast from the past from 2020. I'm sorry it took so long, Zin, but we will get around to doing some more replays of yours in following videos. And if you enjoyed it, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.